Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I have some bananas that really need to be used up. So we're gonna make banana bread. This is one I have not made before. I've made a lot of banana breads. This one uses Greek yogurt and it sounded good and it's gonna use up the bananas I got. So let's give it a try. I have got my oven preheating to 350 and let's get started with the, ingredients. All right, so I will have the original recipe linked down below for you, but I've got 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I have a half a cup measuring scoop, so can't get a 1 cup very easily into this container. So after this container is empty, I have started a new container for my flour because this is not working for me. Now we're gonna add a half a cup of white sugar and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and a half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to do a little less than a half a teaspoon because I find that the pink Himalayan salt that I use is a little bit more potent. So especially when baking, I usually do just a little bit less. And we're going to just mix this together. I'm using my whisk. All right, so we set the dry ingredients aside and we want to mash up 3 really ripe bananas. These bananas are next level. And I really didn't feel like putting more bananas in my freezer because I'm pretty sure I already have some in there. So these are going into banana bread. That was pretty much my only option. That or throw them out, which I hate doing. I have done that on occasion, but I really don't like to do that. These are small bananas, so hopefully it's enough. It said it should be about 1.5 cups. I'm just gonna mash these with my fork. All right, those are really small bananas. They do not look like 1.5 cups, so I'm gonna add in a 4th banana that was also not as overly ripe, but definitely overly ripe. I think adding this banana in will make it to be about the amount it's supposed to be. Pretty easy to mash when they're ripe like that. Next, we're adding in 2 eggs. All right, so the recipe calls for a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. I do not have or use vegetable oil, so I am, well, there's my oven ready, and there's my microwave. All of the noises, plus my, refrigerator's been making some really fun noises lately. So I melted, and looks like I guessed that pretty right, a 1/4 cup of coconut oil. I used the refined coconut oil. I have refined and unrefined, but if you don't want the coconut oil like flavor, go with the refined. And then also, how much of this yogurt? Oh yeah, and a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. The recipe calls for plain Greek yogurt. I'm using vanilla because it needs to get used up. I don't normally buy Greek yogurt, but they didn't have the yogurt I normally buy the 1 week, so that's what I bought. So, I mean, it's just a slight vanilla flavor, and that's gonna be good. And then we're also gonna add in 2.5 teaspoons of vanilla. This is a half teaspoon, so 1, 2.5. And I'm just gonna keep mixing this with the fork that I used to mash the bananas. We're gonna mix this up until it is well combined. And then it says to add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients, but I'm gonna add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients because that just makes more sense to me. I don't know, I've never screwed up a recipe doing that. I don't know if it's supposed to matter, but it doesn't to me. All right, we're gonna add in these dry ingredients and then whisk that, or mix it, whatever you want to do, until it is all mixed together. All right, so now you're gonna add in a cup of either chocolate chips or chopped nuts. I know I say I don't normally measure chocolate chips. I like to measure them with my heart, but I guess I had the measuring cup out, so I did. I'm gonna do chocolate chips, obviously. We're gonna mix this together, and then we're going to put this into a bread pan that has been lined with parchment paper and sprayed, was their directions, so that's what we're gonna do. The parchment paper is nice because then obviously you need that in order to be able to get the bread out. I'm gonna add a little more. I love these. Whoa, that was a little more than a little more. I love the mini chocolate chips. That's what I like to use. Got my prepared loaf pan. This is filling this up quite a bit. I wonder if I'm not using the right size pan, but maybe it asked for a 9x9 and this is an 8x8, or not 9x9. And maybe if it has for a 9-inch loaf pan and this is only an 8. I don't know if this is an 8. I have no idea. I don't usually pay attention to that kind of thing. I'm sure it'll be just fine. And then you want to bake this in the oven for 50 to 60 minutes until a toothpick comes out clean. I will always check at the least amount of time because we do not like our baked goods overdone. All right, time to get that into the oven. Oh, wow. Well, that's a pretty big loaf of bread. Okay, let's test this. It's been 50 minutes. The recipe said 50 to 60 minutes. Looks clean to me. We're gonna let this fully cool. I'm probably gonna get a cooling rack to stick the bread on, the pan on. I'm gonna leave it in the pan for now. I just feel like putting it on the cooling rack allows you know, air to circulate and for it to get cooler all the way around. I just moved it and I can't see it. Doesn't that look pretty? I don't think I've ever made a banana bread that has fluffed up like that. So I'm kind of excited about this one. All right, so the bread is fully cooled. We're gonna pull it out of this pan. I mean, it looks pretty. I'm gonna try to transfer this to a plate. Okay, so it's still a little warm, but it's pretty much cooled. All right, so my dishwasher is going and that's very loud and my refrigerator has been growling lately, so sorry for all the noise, but look at this. Can you see how thick this is? Like, I don't know, can you see it in comparison? I don't know, that probably didn't help. It's huge. This is a very big loaf of banana bread and I'm about to give it a try. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? All right, so I figured I'd try coming to the living room, even though it's pretty much the same thing as the kitchen, to get away from the noise. But I really like this bread. It's very good. I definitely recommend it. I don't know if it's the yogurt that changed the texture to anything I've ever made before, but I will have that recipe linked down below for you. If you like banana bread, even if you don't like, I'm not a huge banana bread fan, not as much as my husband, but I really like this. Give it a try. That is going to do it for today's video. I know I haven't had any What's for Dinners in a while. We've been very busy and I've either been not cooking or like cooking super simple stuff or lots of leftover cooking, like 1 or 2 meals and then eating lots of leftovers. So anyways, I will have a crockpot recipe for you, I think on Sunday. So I'm doing like What's for Dinners, but they're not like full of like 4 or 5 recipes. But I'm still going to get them out to you. So I hope that you're enjoying what I'm putting out. And yeah, that's it. Why do I just keep saying, I feel like there's something else I'm supposed to be saying, but I don't think there is. So that's going to do it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure your notification bell is turned on so you don't miss my future videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.